To put the trailer in load position, alternate between moving the undercarriage forward and raising the front of the trailer bed until the undercarriage is fully forward and the approach plate makes light contact with or is just above the ground. To achieve the lowest possible load angle, the undercarriage must be fully forward. With the trailer bed in load position, back the trailer until the leading edge of the approach plate slides under the container. If you are unable to slide under the container, pull the trailer forward approximately 1 foot and attach the Landoll bridle to the container. Then let out the winch cable and attach the cable hook to the center of the bridle. Reel in the winch cable just enough to remove slack and then lower the trailer bed. Lowering the bed will raise the front of the container and allow you to place a block on both sides of the container. Now raise the bed until the approach plate is about 1 inch off the ground. Then back the trailer until the container rests firmly on the approach plate and remove the support blocks. Now decrease the angle between the container and the trailer deck by lowering the front of the trailer until the approach plate is approximately 16 inches off the ground. Important: you are now ready to load. However, rather than pull the container onto the trailer will be pulled under the container. This will eliminate heavy scuffing and scratch marks to paved parking areas. To proceed, first release the truck brakes and then activate the winch control, cautiously pulling the trailer under the container. Alternate between pulling the container on and tilting the trailer bed to keep the angle of the trailer just slightly steeper than the container. Make sure the container is pulled snug against the front stops and the container overhangs the approach plate by 2 feet. Leave the winch cable attached to the container and reset the truck brakes. It is important that the load is centered side to side and positioned to the front of the trailer deck with the load center of gravity ahead of the trailer axles. At this point, it's time to put the loaded trailer into transport position. During this process, it is critical that you control the trailer's center of gravity. Warning: the load center of gravity must be forward of the rear axle whenever the approach plate is not in contact with the ground. Failure to do so can cause the front of the trailer to suddenly rise up and pull the tractor's rear axles off the ground, creating a very unstable and dangerous situation that could result in severe injury or death. If the container's center of gravity is not ahead of the rear axle, alternate between raising the trailer deck and moving the undercarriage towards the rear. Caution: do not allow the approach plate to leave the ground when moving the axles towards the rear, and do not let the trailer's rear axle leave the ground when raising the bed. Keep the weight of the load distributed between the approach plate and trailer wheels. Once the load's center of gravity is in front of the trailer axles, you can slowly lower the trailer deck. When the deck is fully lowered, move the undercarriage all the way to the rear. Now secure the load to the trailer. Double-check to make sure all straps and fasteners are secure. Before entering the tractor cab, turn off the optional work zone warning light and shut down the self-contained hydraulic power source. Caution: do not run the truck engine above 1100 RPM when loading or unloading. Higher RPMs can cause the hydraulic oil to overheat and could damage the truck and trailer's hydraulic system. A self-contained engine package may be operated at full throttle.